good. Nice.
Alright, now we get
Nice angle.
here. We definitely need more than one Tapatio.
That's for sure.
Maybe even a third just to be safe, you know. Backup napkin dispenser just gets, you know.
They thought it was so funny.
Oh my
All right,
goodness.
Freddie. Let's go.
What we got here? I guess I'm starting with the pork.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, did you already dress them up with
No.
the extra top? Oh, that's not it.
No, that's
there
what
we
they
go.
did.
All right. Put some on two of them for now. We got lime, dude. We got jalapeno. You know what we should do?
What's that?
I'm gonna get 2 side trays so we can just pull from these master trays and just have our own like plate almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That way we, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that it really matters. Like,
Master tray.
that is all we were missing, my dude.
That's
Now
good.
we got just proper
Master trays.
plates right there. All right.
All right.
I'm just gonna start with. Oh man.
I'm gonna start with one of each.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
This is a dream come true.
It's. I honestly like can't even tell if I'm dreaming or if this is real. You know. Let's see. Got one of these bad boys. We got chicken there. Come on. Oh my god, this one's so fat it's breaking through the shell. Come on, buddy. Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was double wrapped? That's why that. Fucking. Whatever. So that's chicken that I just pulled from. I think steak is the only one I haven't hit yet. I think.
Yeah, gotta go on.
Hell yeah. Oh my god.
I wrote down a couple questions to ask you
Nice.
to entertain the viewers.
All right. Just, I'm all for multitasking, so
yeah.
fire away whenever. I'm gonna.
I was
jump
gonna say,
down
I think we should tell the story about getting pulled over in New Hampshire during a camping trip.
Oh my god, that's the classic, dude. That's just like, oh man, was that 2009?
It was like three days after I turned 21, so 7 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, that was intense.
That was on that good old annual camping trip.
Love this
Yeah, so
actually.
I know. Oh, I forgot to even turn mine on. So let's start from the top. So we went camping in New Hampshire near Waterville Valley. Right, that's where we were, right? The campsite.
Yeah, around that.
And we had a pretty solid squad with us. A lot of people. We had a couple
15
different like
or so.
age groups, you know, but good span of heads.
Maybe 20.
Mm-hmm. And the first night, when we all got there, me and you and McCarran, he came like late.
Yeah,
Remember
that's right.
he like ate like bad seafood?
he ate a king crab leg raw on the way and got sick. He was calling
but-
seafood restaurants to see
Oh
if he
my
was going to die.
He trucked it out though, man, all night with us.
He made it.
Yep. And then the next day, we basically just didn't stop.
Yeah, we stayed up for like 48 hours.
Yep. And so me and you just kept drinking into the next day.
McCarran didn't drink because he was scared about the king crab leg.
Well, he drank the next day though.
That's right.
But so we got to the point where we were out of beer and smokes, and McCarran wanted to go to the store anyways, so we basically rounded up a crew of people that wanted to go just like get more shit. And it was me, you, Mike McCarran, and George.
George
4 of
was
us.
back. Nice.
Yeah. And we went. So I remember you handed me a beer to shotgun earlier. Like I just like couldn't even do it because I just was too full. So I put it in that little front pocket of my sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I kind of just forgot about it. And we all get in the car to go ultimately to the store, but we ended up stopping at that swimming hole, right?
We're going to do a little morning swim.
Mm-hmm. And we did that. I think we drank a beer. I think that might have been where you gave me the beer. At that place. Or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But we definitely like posted up there, drank, swam.
Definitely.
Did that whole thing. We got back in my parents' car. I just like passed out from this, you know, general tiredness from not sleeping and just like beer exhaustion, you know.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I'm thinking that we're just like back at the campsite, and sure enough, we're pulled over at the side of the highway.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh shit, like, and my first instinct was to just like, I remembered the beer that I had in my front sweatshirt pocket.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in my head like, oh fuck, like, I got it, like, this is sketchy to have on me. I'm the only one in the car that isn't 21. I had basically just turned 18 a month before, you know? So, the first thing that came to my mind, the instinct that I rolled with, was just to crotch the beer. Not thinking that I was going to be required to get out of the vehicle or anything. I was just thinking that was like, if it was crotched, it's at least like, if I did it right, not bulging out or anything. Plenty of space for it to just chill. You know? So, I crotched it in the crotch of my shorts. And, you know, why don't you take over, John, and explain like what happened, just like with the cops in McCarran and why we got pulled over.
So, I think McCarran was speeding like 10 miles per hour over. Wasn't a big deal. The car reeked like alcohol because we were drinking for like 2 days straight.
Right. But he hadn't been drinking nearly as much as us.
No, McCarran was fine. The driver was fine. But I remember he was like, why does it reek like alcohol? Are you drunk? I was like, yeah, I just turned 21 like 2 days ago. Why wouldn't I be drunk?
Right.
Yeah, but they ended up searching you.
Well, what they ended up doing was,
they found a quarter of marijuana on you.
right, well, because what happened was, first they were just giving him, like, McCarran a hard time in general.
They made him use the breathalyzer.
Right, and so, but then,
Came out clean.
what they did was, after they were, you know, well, the second cop showed up and shit, and then, I think he's the one that asked for everybody's IDs.
Yeah.
And so he was flipping through the IDs. Everyone else in the car is 21. I'm 18. So he goes through, he says, you know, 21, 21, 29. Oh, you got an 18-year-old with you? Get him out here. You know what I mean? Just like, you know,
One of those.
basically just fucking with me because I was the one young kid in the car, singling me out, you know? So as soon as that happened, I kind of knew in my head I was fucked because I have this beer in my crotch.
Yeah.
And I have to, like, and I think McCarran's door was broken, so I had to, like, crawl out over George with the beer in my crotch, which somehow didn't fall out right there, like, directly in front of the car.
No.
So I got out of the car
I'm gonna get.
knowing that I was fucked.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's a matter of time. Like, I'm fucked. Oh,
Yeah,
well.
it's
Like,
over.
oh, I'm fucked. And so the second cop says to me, go walk over there to, like, the front of my cruiser. Like, we'll deal with you in a second. And they went back to hassling McCarran.
Yeah.
And so I walk over to the front of the cruiser, and everything's cool for a second. But then all of a sudden, that beer that had just been balancing on, like, the fulcrum of my shorts, like, literally just, like, caught in that, like, where the legs meet.
Yeah.
The beer was chilling right there, just, like, loot. And, like, I you know what I mean? It was wicked sketchy to try to do anything about it.
Yeah, it was
I had to
kind of
just,
game over.
the game over. And so, inevitably, the
Fell right underneath the cruiser.
Yep. It
Playing,
fell
like,
right.
slow motion roll.
Well, this is even worse. It fell and hit my leg, either my leg or the street, but, like, you know, something to change the angle enough to where it just, like, darted under, like
Yeah.
it just fell straight down. But then they heard it hit the ground, and then that's when they turned and probably saw it rolling under the car, and went and they found the beer. And then they searched me and found the pot that I had in my pocket. And then I got arrested for possession of alcohol, possession of cannabis, which in New Hampshire they make a huge deal about the pot. You know?
So then we got back to the campsite. There's no cell phone service at all. You're just gone for my life forever. And then it was like 8 hours later in the middle of the night, you just popped up. You're like, hey guys, I made the cops drop me off.
That's a pretty funny story too. So luckily, this is the first time I ever got arrested.
Never thought we'd see you again.
And so luckily I had the bail on me. I had $40 on me. So I just bailed myself out. But I just still had to wait for the bail bondsman and all that. But so, cop, granted, he didn't bag us at the campsite. We were just random strangers speeding that he pulled over, so he didn't know where our campsite was. So when I got bailed out, I told him that I didn't have a ride or anything, and like sort of implied that the campsite was close by. It was about 50 minutes away. You know, he just like
a good hour.
I guess he just like felt bad or something, and he said he'd give me a ride. And so by the time we finally somehow I was actually able to navigate the cop back to the campsite, which I think I just used Waterville as like a reference or something. But even when we got to that access road, he was flipping out. He was so pissed.
Yeah.
And at that point, he knew he was fucked too, because he couldn't at that point just leave me in the woods to get like mauled by bears, you know. So he was like, "Fuck."
He's already an hour away.
And yeah,
That's a good story.
I'll never forget that, dude. First arrest.
What's your opinion on black Timberland boots?
Oh, by far the best. Like black Timberland Pro. Well, let's put it this way. I prefer the black ones. Functionally, the Timberland Pro boot is a Timberland Pro boot, whether it's any color. I just like the black ones.
Yeah.
But I don't even know where to begin.
Would you ever wear another boot or shoe?
That's a tough call too, because there are some other great. I can't knock some of those elite boots like Chippewas and shit with like crazy insoles and shit, but like for common, like everyday, like street use or whatever you got to do, work and all that, anything. All I can say is Timberland is like the most superior boot I've ever experienced.
Nice.
Just durability, like
Hiking?
Okay, me and Mike McCarran summited a fucking 4,000 footer mountain back in June. And I was my black Timbs.
All right, that's what I want to know.
All
And that
terrain.
ties right
All
into
terrain.
some Mobb Deep lyrics, is that right?
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah. Is that where the black?
Where do you think I learned about the black Timbs? Because I mean, you know, I knew Timberlands. You know, I always knew those were like I honestly always like wanted Timberland boots.
Yeah.
But I just never got around to getting them. And well, so check this out, right? This is the crazy thing, man. So yeah, I had my eyes set on just like just new boots in general, and because I wanted to get some nice Timberlands, but I didn't have the money for that. You know, I was thinking about just getting some like cheap $50 boots from Walmart or something. And so Christmas rolls around last year, and my mom asked me, like, Mark, Graham needs some ideas for like Christmas gifts for my grandmother. Like, just like, you know, what are some, you know, give me an idea to forward to her for Christmas presents. And I was like, oh, you know, I could use a new pair of boots. That's literally all I said. And keep in mind, you know, like, my grandmother doesn't listen to Mobb Deep or like hip hop or anything. Like it's just straight coincidence that they just happened on their own accord to get me for this past Christmas a fucking fresh pair of black Timberland Pros. And
How could it
my life was
any
just
better?
forever changed, man. I'll tell you that. Like, these boots, I mean, let me just say this. If you look at mine have been through some shit in the not even full year that I've had them.
Yeah.
You know, they look a little bit scuffed up and beaten and, you know, haggard on the outside. On the inside, though, you can still, there's no, even on like the internal lining with like the, just like tags of just like the brand of like the thermal insulate, whatever the fucking shit it is, it's still like mint, like not even deteriorated at all. It looks, I mean, it smells like foot, but like it looks like mint, you know, and just like the boot is just, dude, these are oil resistant and shit, like waterproof. You put it
serious use, yeah.
I mean, put it this way, you know, living in New England, what do we deal with? We deal with the elements and the elemental extremes, and like, you need, especially when you're out on the street, you need a boot or some type of footwear that can keep up with that. elemental degradation and shit, you know?
I agree.
I couldn't recommend the black Timberland boot enough, or the Timberland boot in general enough.
What's your best cigarette haul
Oh, man.
on record?
Well, that depends. Are we talking about prepackaged cigarettes or street snipes?
Street snipes.
Oh, man. I gotta say,
Is it the best in Boston or Lowell or?
honestly, it's the best right here in Haverhill. Let me tell you why. I've been a sniper all across Massachusetts. The reason why I like it here in Haverhill so much. Boston, there's a hell of a lot of snipes, but a lot of them are just not even worth it. Grimy, just like decimated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not like most snipes are already stomped on and all fucked up. You know,
Yeah.
people don't understand just like the simple act of dropping the cigarette.
Just be gentle.
Maintain the cylinder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try. Anyway, hold on. This is 5 for me here.
Nice. I think I'm on 7.
I've been slacking.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell a story.
I'm asking you questions.
Well,
I'm trying to fill up.
going on number 2 for my steak.
Oh yeah.
What were we just talking about?
Haverhill having the best snipes.
Oh yeah. Okay, so in Boston, for some reason, at least where I roam in Boston, there's not a ton of ashtrays. You know what I mean? Like the street ashtrays that they have out here everywhere. Not a whole lot of those.
That's a game changer.
At the same time, in Boston, even if there were those, there's a lot more type of people who think like me, from a scavenger's perspective, who will raid those ashtrays with snipes, just like I would.
Yeah.
Out here in Haverhill, that's not quite as common.
Not as much
And there's
competition.
way more ashtrays. It's not just street snipes, you know?
It's a good place to live.
Mm-hmm. And right in my apartment complex, there's 6 different ashtrays, dude.
6.
Mm-hmm. And they call it a smoke-free facility.
These are some damn good tacos, huh? You enjoying it?
Amazing, dude.
Oh,
I still can't tell if I'm dreaming or not. Not that it matters. Oh, man.
Doesn't matter.
That was big 6 for me.
How much was your drink total?
$18.
Nice. They hit me up for 58 on the tacos.
Oh, man. I can toss you a few more bills. I feel kind of bad about the offset there.
That was totally worth the investment.
Fuck that. It's like an art, too, to eating these, because, like, we loaded them up so they're naturally getting, like, soggy just because of all the guac and shit.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're working against the clock a little bit.
I know.
This is number 7 for me.
It's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
We're leaving behind some of the double wraps. But that's just the price you gotta pay
Mm-hmm.
when you try to eat all these. So, how long were you living without a home?
So, in total, let me do the math. First became homeless in early 2012. And that was at the end of January. And for the past 5 years, until about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, this now being October 2016, the past 5 years, I kind of spent a few months at a time on the street, and then a few months at a time, you know, back at my parents' house when they finally take me back in,
Yeah.
and we'd make amends and, you know, this and that.
Yeah.
Then everything would be cool until, you know, just we got to another squabble or whatever that boils to a head.
Yeah.
And then I get kicked out again.
Difference of opinion.
Yeah, the smallest little things. And, like, a lot of time I can't even remember exactly what, like, causes a rift. It's just something explodes. Yada yada. So let me count the instances. There was 2012 with roughly, end of January to, let's just say, end of May was when I got out of the Bill Ricker House of Corrections, and that's when my parents took me back in from that. Then, that was, let's just call that June.
You think it's finished?
Yeah.
I think we got this.
It's tough though.
I'm at 8 right now. Ocho
We
for
just have
8.
to do 10 each.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just 10. Yeah, it's only like $60 worth of tacos, you know?
Bro, that's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go. You're the guy.
Mm-hmm. You got it, bro.
I'm getting full.
Oh my god.
Alright, let's open this with a fire key.
Dude. Here's a story I haven't told anybody yet. This past weekend in Boston, right? Talking about opening a bottle. Alright? But granted, for the record, I'm off the streets now. I got my own place finally. Yada, yada, yada. But still pretty strapped for cash. And this past weekend, I went into Boston to get to Revere to see a local band, my homies Carotid, local metal band, down at Sammy's Patio in Revere. And then wound up, after the show, I went back with them to Walpole, chill and shit, and ended up crashing at one of my friends' houses in Walpole, right? So, the next day, back in Boston, ultimately with the plan of trying to get back to Haverhill, right? But then my phone died, and I got wrapped up in some shit, ran into Supreme Murder, ended up hanging out with him, yada, yada, yada. And long story short, my phone died, and I kind of realized I was going to have to stay the night in Boston to get to a public phone charger that's only open in the daytime at a TJ Maxx, yada, 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 and figure out how to get home the next day, which was Saturday. Friday night, down in Brigham Circle, stemming at the 7-Eleven right there, my tried and true. That's where I met Supreme. My favorite 7-Eleven in the city. And so I'm just doing what I do, standing right there outside the gate, outside the door. And these two girls walk by with a 12-pack of Blue Moon. And they're just chilling, about like 6-7 feet away from me.
Yeah. With
the beer on the ground, just waiting for their Uber or whatever. And I kind of just paid them a little attention. I was just doing what I was doing. A few minutes passed, and one of them comes up to me and asked me if I know how to open a beer with a lighter. And I was like, absolutely. And I showed them how to do it, and then they gave me a beer for doing that. And these girls just getting fed up with how long their Uber was taking. They're like, fuck, we're just going to drink the beer right here on the street. This motherfucker's taking so long, So, and they just basically invited me to join them. And then, they started asking me about my life, and they ended up, just chilling with me. Their Uber, never showed up. And we just hung out for about a half an hour drinking beer in the rain.
Yeah.
Killed a whole 12-pack between the three of us, just shooting the shit.
7-Eleven?
At 7-Eleven, right there on the street corner. That's that 7-Eleven, man. I've had so many just, magical experiences at that 7-Eleven. This is just, the most recent one. It's my favorite one in Boston. Lowell's a whole different thing. I mean, I got stories about
the 7-Eleven down here. You ever go?
No, Haverhill's new territory for me. I mean, I never really. I passed through here and there. My history, growing up in North Andover, my history of Haverhill experience has always kind of just been limited to this main strip where we're at. It was after that arrest, that first arrest in 2009. That was the trip where I really got tight with McCarran. And then he had told me, you and him had told me about this place, Tacos Lupita. And Sap had told me about, I've been hearing about Tacos Lupita for a while. And finally me and McCarran made plans to like hang out and like he was gonna bring me here, you know. And so that was my first exposure to Tacos Lupita, sometime in like August 2009. And then around the time I started going to school at NECO in 2011, so the other side of Haverhill, I came here because I had been coming here since McCarran took me here, and I knew about that Red Hen convenience store down the street.
I think it was a different colored hen.
Yeah, it was something but it, you know, it was still the same concept, you know. And white hen, red hen, blue hen.
Change colors.
Exactly, chameleon hen. So I was just being lazy, and I had parked across the street here back when I drove. And I was like, I'm just gonna walk down to the hen and get a pack of smokes. And I get down there right before Red Hen, and I look on the wall, and there's a bunch of vinyl records. And I said, oh, that's odd. And then I look in, and sure enough, it's a record store. That's how I found Welfare Records, was just from coming here and then going to the store to get cigarettes. I found Welfare Records. And so that became, those were like my main things in Haverhill was all on this strip here, and then NECO over there. It wasn't until I moved out here recently that I started, you know, finding out about more shit around this community. Pretty fucking awesome place.
Not a bad city. What's the coolest thing you've ever found on the ground outside?
Oh, wow. Let's just start with most recently. Perfect example. Just yesterday, 2 days ago, whatever. In the past 2 days, I can't remember. I think it was yesterday. Going through the dumpster, right next to where I found that blue couch.
Yeah.
And well, what cued me onto this was when I was hanging out at the computer lab, and I just ran into some dude who was waiting for me to get off the computer so he could get on it. And he told me about how much shit he's found in the dumpsters. He was saying he's found big screen TVs in there and all this shit that the yuppies throw away and this and that. And so I've already been like scavenging the alleyways and the fucking ashtrays for snipes. I knew where the dumpsters were. I just didn't really think to go through them. But then, you know, he made me realize the potential there, right? So I started now when I'm walking by collecting my fucking cigarette snipes. I just peep in and see if there's anything interesting popping out, you know, big shit or something.
Yeah.
And I happened to be walking by yesterday morning or 2 days ago morning, and I just found this little, it's right on top of some trash bags. Someone had probably just thrown it in. It was like a little, I don't know what you call it, like a jewelry dresser or something, you know?
Yeah.
And I just figured, oh, you know, I could like take this and sell it or something. I bring it back up to my room, and it just has shit in it. Like both these bracelets from the thing, pretty cool. You know what I mean? Both these necklaces from the thing.
Oh, shit, huh?
It's like, I don't know, like fuck it, I'll rock it for a little bit, see if it works.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, you know.
Good.
But I'm trying to think other just like I find the most random shit, dude. And as an artist too, I like appreciate just like some type of just like random objects that I find.
Yeah.
Like anything that doesn't look like absolutely common, like street something, like if it just seems like I'm always just like studying things around me, and anything that looks odd I just go up and examine. I got bad eyes, so it's got to be in my face so I can tell what it is.
Yeah,
and then it turns out I just find a bunch of random items and little things that I'll put into like a sculpture someday. I just put my coat has so many pockets on it, I can easily just pick up shit that I find and stuff in my pockets, whether it's snipes, quarters, rocks, shards of glass, nails, just like random shrapnel of any kind.
So even though you have an apartment, you still keep everything in your jacket?
No, I go back to my apartment and unload everything, then fresh all. And then I sort that over the next like week, you know, and then I'm just right back out there and get more. Long talk, you know.
What's up, buddy?
Good, buddy.
It's a lot of food.
Is everything good?
Good. Perfect.
Nice.
You want this last one, John?
No. Did I eat 9 or 10?
I don't know.
I think we both ate like 8.5. 10's a little tougher than I thought.
Let's give that one to the streets.
Yeah. Donate it to the streets.
I'm serious though, like that's like
You can't put it in the trash, right? Because that just puts plastic between.
There you go.
Take your time, man.
Oh, yeah.
We don't close no yet.
Nah.
I'm just gonna click.
You're out of here.
This is a lot of food,
You're
huh?
already out.
Oh, here's a good one. I was walking through the South End this summer, right? I had just left the Pine Street Shelter. Only time I've ever been inside the Pine Street Shelter for socks and a meal. Only time ever. Walking through the South End. I had on me a little homemade, about yay long, poking stick that I was using just to like prod through trash like bags. Because mad people just had, I don't know if it was trash day around the area,
Yeah,
but
probably.
I just had the stick with me, and there was mad trash bags out on the curb, and I'm just like poking through them, just looking for whatever I could find. Not expecting anything, but you never know what you're gonna find.
Yeah.
And I don't know if someone like, I found so much valuable shit in one bag. I almost felt bad about taking it all, but then I was like, wait a minute, this is clearly trash. Like someone, it was like, you ever heard of like The New Yorker?
Yeah.
It's like a like political cartoon, like thing, like
Yeah.
there's like a magazine called The New Yorker that's just like all cartoon strips and shit. And it was like back issues of like these thick New Yorker magazines. Just like a whole series of those.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of like business books and like all this like textbook type of like college shit for like some business yuppie whoever lives in that area, whatever. And then it's like other random shit, a bunch of like personal stuff that I just like left there, like notes. I don't know if there was like some bad breakup or something. I didn't even know. I didn't give a fuck. I was just there for the goods. And there was just random like, it's just crazy how much shit people throw away.
Yeah. Like me, I throw away everything.
I mean,
I'm gonna have to start donating it to your apartment.
please, I'll take anything, man.
Yeah.
But you know, I understand why people throw stuff away. Sometimes it's just easier when you're just trying to make space. You got to do what you got to do. But it's just, to me, if someone could take anything from this, it would be, you know, the hope you can gain from knowing there's always shit out there to be recycled. Like if you have the eyes, you can find what you know, 1 minute's garbage, another minute's gold. That's true. And if you know, swallow your pride enough to open a dumpster and look in it, or not necessarily a dumpster, just like anywhere around you, you can find fucking awesome shit. People drop stuff all the time, throw stuff away right on the street all the time.
Yeah.
You know, clothing. I'll go fuck it. Take it home and wash it. I found, okay, the day after we moved in, me and my brother were walking down the street, smoking a bowl, and I just found a glass cup right there on the street. And I was like, oh, that might be a little bit dirty, but like, fuck it. We have a dishwasher. Put it right in my pocket. Fucking went back upstairs, put it in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Another cup for the collection. Just a nice glass cup, you know.
It's not bad at all.
Right on this, just like, you know, just
Yeah.
sitting there, just like waiting for me.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Fuck it, you know.
Everything's there.
Mm-hmm.
No reason to go to the mall. Unless you're going to Taco Bell.
Oh, man. From now on, dude, I go there strictly for the Diablo sauce, nothing
Yeah,
else.
that's it.
Just to steal their Diablo sauce. My only real taco is I come to Lupita's.
Oh yeah.
Make no mistake. You know what?
Well, I think
Blasphemy.
that was solid.
I didn't use a single jalapeno that whole time, dude. I forgot about them. Oh my goodness.
That was a solid taco
You got
experience.
one that went through.
Sure.
You know what we should do? You know how you can like speed up the video in the YouTube editor
Yeah.
to make it into like, this is probably like pretty long.
I don't even know. Hopefully
But-
it's working.
It's at least still recording.
Yeah.
Well, you can like speed it up. Our whole like taco eating could be like condensed into like 30 seconds of like, you know what I mean? It's like a funny edit. Oh, and I'm fucking up, dude. I mean, all the food might be gone, but I'm only on my first drink. Where the fuck am I at? Where the fuck is my head at? I need a lighter. Crack this fucker open.
It's at 34 minutes. How great is that?
Solid. Oh yeah, because you captured the whole ordering of the tacos.
Some of it. This isn't in that though. I gotta.
Oh, this is a separate one?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is just the table. I'll have to edit it in.
But yeah, let it be known. Hey, wait, aim this on me. Knowing how to open a bottle